Welcome to the ZV-1 radio network where we talk all things
Hey, what are you doing here out in the middle of nowhere? Don't just sit there, help me. Hey, you know what? While we're waiting for the tow truck, why don't I show you how I got some of those shots and what I was thinking about. I'll show you how I got some of those camera angles. I'll show you how I got some of the sound effects while I was shooting with the ZV-1. Okay, there was one drone shot, but we had to just add that to the story because I thought that would look cool, a bird's eye view looking down. So let's start from the top. I'm gonna show you what I was thinking about, and then we're just gonna kind of go through that whole little sequence. Sometimes you have to go to extreme measures to get the right shot. In this case, I had to take all the air out of my tire to try to portray the story. How am I gonna get back home? I don't want to make it all the way flat. I don't think anybody's ever come on the side of the road and flattened their tire. Usually they're trying to fix it. And the reason for this video is so that you can learn how to keep your viewers continuing to watch instead of falling off. One thing that I've noticed with my YouTube videos and with other people's videos is people tend to fall off pretty quickly. So how can we maximize people's time to continue to watch our videos and have interest in what we're shooting? And I think the first thing that we have to do is open up our creative box. And some of the ways that you can do that is to try to get different angles that you might not normally see. Like for example, the shot underneath the car, or maybe like a drone shot looking straight down. And then we kind of just capitalize on those type of shots. And a lot of times people say, I want to stick around, I want to see what's going to happen. The second thing that I always try to do in my videos is tell a story, because telling a story will keep people longer. I think the combination of those two things, good camera angles and telling a story, will keep people longer. So without further ado, let's get right into the video and show you how I got some of those shots. The way I got that opening shot where the ZV-1 was underneath the truck is I put this flex tripod on the ZV-1 and I just hung it up underneath the truck so that I could give it a different perspective. I could have just gone out and got, my truck driving along the road, but I was trying to make it so that people wanted to be drawn into the story and say, wait a second, this is a different perspective. I want to see what's going to happen. I did underexpose the ZV-1 by -1.3. I did a couple tests, -0.3, -0.07, and I found that -1.3 was the best because then you could still see the trees as they were passing by. Now the underbelly of the truck was underexposed, but I was okay with that because you could see the trees. Also, I had the Ulanzi wide angle lens on the ZV-1 because I wanted to have a nice wide shot. I didn't want it to be super punched in. I shouldn't be giving these lessons anymore for free. I should start charging a tuition, like build a website and just start putting all of my tips and tricks up on there. All right, we'll keep it free for now, but speaking about websites, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, and that's Zyro. Zyro is a website builder and it's super easy to use. I even built my own website using Zyro, and I was very impressed with how intuitive it was with just kind of like drag and drop your stuff. It was super easy to figure out. I didn't find myself getting frustrated when I was trying to build my own website. You can get an exclusive limited time discount and a custom domain and 3 months for free if you use the link that's in my description and my custom coupon code. It loads the website super fast, and the best part about it, in my opinion, is that it has 24/7 customer support. They give a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied, but I don't think that that's possible because I was super satisfied while I was trying to build my little Joinfilmalliance website. You can preview your site before it goes live, so it gives you an idea of what it will look like before you press that publish button. I already started building my own website and I'm excited because I think I'm gonna start selling bumper stickers on there. I'll leave a link to Zyro in the description so you guys can take a look if you're interested. Now let me show you how I got the next shot. So this is the way I got this shot, super easy. All right, so I'm also underexposing on this shot because I want to be able to see the sky. We're trying to keep people attached to the storyline and we're just adding to it with different angles. Things that you might not think of if you're trying to shoot like a truck driving through a street in the forest. So this just added to the shot. I also have the wide angle lens on here. Now I'm gonna show you the next shot I got. We took care of our establishing shots, and then we came inside the truck and we gave ourselves a side angle shot, which is a very common shot in movies. And I left the wide angle lens on the ZV-1 because I don't think I'd ever be able to achieve that type of wide angle shot without putting the wide angle lens on. Also, every single one of these shots that I do with the ZV-1 upside down, I just flip it over in post. So this is the point in the story where he realizes something is wrong in his car, so he pulls over, and I'm gonna show you what I was thinking about when I got that shot. So for this shot, it's pretty important that I turned my camera to manual focus, because if I didn't, then the camera would be focusing on the background, and then when my tire comes in, then it would refocus to the tire, whatever's in front of the camera focuses. So the way that I did that is I just went ahead and touch focused on the tire, and then I turned manual focus on, and then it was in manual focus, and now I was set and ready to go. So now we've done our scene establishing shots. We're starting to move a little bit further into the story. We've just established the problem that we have, and now it's time to move into action to see if we can figure this thing out. Let's go get our next shot. This shot, I wanted to make sure that I kind of had half of the truck in the shot and then half of the landscape in the shot. And also I was trying to use leading lines kind of pointing to the direction of the door so that when it opens up, it's kind of like, oh, we know what's happening. He's opening the door and coming out. After we got the door opening up and me stepping out, I wanted to get a closer shot of the foot hitting the ground. And originally I wanted the ZV-1 to be nice and level with the horizon, but I put it on the ground. It has the Arca Swiss mount plate on the bottom, and it gave a little angle. So I thought that was like kind of cool because it gave it some tension. So the way that I did it was I just made manual focused on the ZV-1, pressed record, opened the door, and then just put my foot down like that. So I stepped right into the focus window. I also took the wide angle lens off of the ZV-1 now to get that close-up shot because I no longer wanted a wide angle. I wanted a nice medium shot of my foot hitting the ground. All right, so now for the buildup or the tension for what's about to happen. So I like to get the shots where the camera's in angles and in places that you normally would not see it. So I thought it would be a good idea to throw the ZV-1 into the wheel well of the truck, kind of looking out so that it can see me looking at the flat tire. When I got that shot, I set the camera up. I also had a little bit of an angle on it, and I made sure that my face was in focus, and then I switched it over to manual focus. I probably should have gone to manual exposure. That way it wasn't exposing for the sky, and then as soon as I came into the picture, the exposure changed a little bit, but I did it a couple times, so I don't think you're gonna notice that. So with that being said, always try to do manual exposure and manual focus whenever you can. So when it comes to sound effects, I always make sure I have something that I can record the sound effects separately from the camera's audio. That way we can really emphasize the sound in the video. In this case, I have an old iPhone which has a little audio recorder on it. It works perfectly for any type of sound effects. So I hope that content was valuable for you. I hope you learned something today. Just remember that whenever you're shooting video, to always try to keep your audience's retention while they're there, because it makes a big difference. Use different camera angles and just open up your creative box. I'm Joe with the Film Alliance, your professor and life coach, and until the next video, have a nice week.